Hey, I hear a lot of people, and I've heard preachers saying, God needs people that'll sell out to God. God needs people that'll dedicate their life to God and, serve Him and live their life in a way that's a witness, with their lifestyle. And not only that, to use their mouths, and proclaim His word. And that's kind of backwards. We've got this backwards because I know many of you already know this, but God doesn't need anything. He was complete in the Trinity before the foundation of the world. Psalm 16:11, in part of it says that in His presence is fullness of joy, and fullness is that's as full as it gets. So there's no room for more joy in God's presence. He's totally complete, and at His right hand are pleasures forevermore. So the big idea is God is the giver, and He gives to us just because He's a giver, not because He needs us to reciprocate and give Him something. Now, I'm going to guess that it does bring Him pleasure when we love Him in whatever imperfect fashion that we do in return. But what I'm saying is, this is not something that He's dependent on. His purpose for creating us is not so that He can get something back from us. It's just because He's demonstrating who He is. Perfect love, perfect selflessness, perfect giving. And those of us who are called, are given the gift, the grace to serve Him, it's not because He needs us to do that. It's because He loves us, and He's giving us that blessing and that gift. And that kind of would go into First Peter, where he's talking about ministering with a willing heart, not out of compulsion. So, I mean, if you feel like God needs you to do something, then I think you're going to be more inclined to feel like you've got to do something, rather than realizing that it's all your benefit, whatever you allow God to do through you, through His Holy Spirit, is all for your benefit and my benefit. You know, I'm the winner here when I serve the Lord, and that's kind of, it's a subtle line, but there's a big difference in between have to and want to. You know, and that's something I'm coming to find too, is that God's not real hung up on exactly what we do as much as He is why we do it. Motive is everything. In the same way that we could innocently make a mistake or innocently do something wrong, we could also purposely do something right for the wrong reason. In the first case, I believe God would forgive us just like we forgive our children when they do something wrong, but they didn't mean to do it wrong. It was a total innocent mistake. In the second case, when we're doing something that appears to be right, but for the total wrong reasons, that's where Jesus said we already have our reward for that. Back to the first point, kind of wrap this up. It's hard for us to realize moment by moment our utter dependence on the Lord. To live in the knowledge that He created this universe, that He created us, that even though we sold ourselves into slavery, He redeemed us from that, and that He's giving us every breath, that He's sustaining our life, that He's given us His Holy Spirit so that we can understand His Word. He gives us the will and the way. And it's hard to realize that, But the more that we can stay in the realization that He is everything, the more full our walk with Him is going to be, and the more we're going to kill our own will and give it over to God, and His Holy Spirit can grow in us like that.